Hey guys, wanted to showcase my Legion farming strat that I use in Phrecia League, and I'm going to do a map first. I'm going to show you how the strategy looks like in practice, and then I'm going to talk about the idols and scarabs and the setup I use for this. Caveat before I start is that this strategy requires a somewhat decent and fast build. You need like roughly between 8 to 10 million damage and good air clear and decent movement speed before you can attempt this. Also, I use a Oshabi shrine build, so I put a lot of shrines in my maps so I can supplement my kind of lack of clear speed for now. So if you're doing any kind of shrine build, this is a good strategy to combine with, and I'm gonna talk about more of that and after I do this map, so I can showcase you the strategy. So basically, since you're doing searing exarch altars in combination, you just wanna rush the map boss really fast so you can remove the boss drop altars from the spawning. This strategy is based on Dunes map because Legion farming and Dunes is just perfect. It's the largest map with most open area and the least amount of rocks and shit that block your Legion spawns or put them in bad place. So basically almost every Legion you get on this map is going to be a good Legion when on other maps it kind of is not. Most of the altars you take is quantity altars. My build doesn't care about altar mods, so I just click on every quantity altar that I see, unless it's a good scarab drop or unless it's a high chance of chaos or better elder chambers like greater or grand, but pretty much just focus on getting quantity. The way I do this is basically I go around, pick up shrines, I look for good shrines, and when I have at least acceleration shrine or echoing or something like that, that's gonna massively help me do the legions fast. I just pop all the legions and that's it. For my build, this impenetrable shrine also gives me a good defense, gives me a lot of offense from the energy shield because I'm ephemeral edge character, so I also count it as a DPS shrine before I pop the legions. So I didn't really get any really good shrines in this map that's going to make it super fast, but it's still good. It's still gonna be able to clear them fast enough. And as you can see, the monsters have a fuck ton of reward tiles. I'm gonna talk about how I achieved that later, but you can see that pretty much every monster has at least 2 of these, some have 3. And this is where the bulk of your currency comes from. You also spawn at least 2 war hordes in every legion, and every chest has 2 additional reward tiles. So pretty much per legion you're getting something like 30 to 40 reward tiles for every faction in the legion, which is honestly way more than you could achieve with the old Atlas 3, and it's kind of insane loot. The best legions kind of that give the best rewards are maraketh by far, and then templar is pretty good but not as good as maraketh, so I will talk about how I focused on maximizing those factions and how you can do that with idols. See, this wasn't an ideal spawn, but it was still decent because there was some space there for all the sergeants and warhordes to spawn. But if you were running this on any other map, you would not get these really good spawns like I'm getting here. A lot of the monsters would not be able to spawn and they would be blocked. You don't really care about Legion generals on this strategy because splinters are kind of whatever. They're not very worth much. The emblems are too cheap, and this is not a strategy that revolves around dropping a lot of emblems or splinters. I saw some and they were somewhat decent amount of money, but they were nothing like crazy, and they weren't really giving me that dopamine hit that this strategy gives. So I just decided not to do them. Also the idols for splinters, like emblematic, which gives chance to drop as emblems, and the increased splinter amount in combination with other legion stuff is just too expensive. People are overcharging for them, and the investment would be like at least triple, if not 4 times what I paid for my idols. So yeah, this is basically my league start strategy. I didn't have much time to play, and I'm like basically a week behind almost, because I played like 4 days or something like that, 5 days instead of what I would usually play because of work. And the idols I got were like decently cheap, and if you're not playing a shrine build like I am, you can even go for cheaper. Like if your build is really good and really fast naturally, like if you're playing some kinetic blast or power sign for mines or something like that, you could basically do this, buy the idols that are required for this strategy. I'm not gonna pick up the loot right now because I don't wanna make the video 5 minutes longer for no reason, but I'm just gonna go through the map because I have the acceleration shrine, and you can see all the shit that dropped. I didn't even open all the chests. They can give divine orbs and shit. I've been getting, and this is not like a bait or something, I've been getting at least 1 divine orb like every 3 maps on average. Raw divine drop from a monster or from a chest. Like this is all the stuff that I gathered in the last 2 days because I'm saving up for some big upgrades for my build. I have some expensive items here, but I'm saving up for some 40-50 divine items, so I saved up like 2 days worth of farming, and this is all from that. And I sold some emblems already. This is just from last few maps. Bunch of scarabs that I have to sell, like Wealthy Exile tells me that this is worth like 6 to 7 divines, and I sold some fossils, but you get a lot from maps. You also get a fuck ton of incubators, and people say that you can't sell this, but I can sell these on TFT, and you just need to lower the price enough. I sell them at 20% of ninja price, basically around 1 chaos per incubator. That is how much people are willing to pay for these. And you get between 30 to 40 of these per map. This is the incubators from only the last 2 maps I run. This is basically like 50 or something, 60 incubators. Around 30 on average incubators per map that you drop. This basically makes it 30 chaos, and if you use the ornates one, you get divine drops like on average I think around every 100 incubators, which is around every, I don't know how many maps, around every 5 to 6 maps you get additional divine drop from ornate incubators, which is really good, really nice additional income. So what you want to see is idols here. So you can see only use two conqueror idols, so you don't need to spend a fuck ton of currency for this. Basically the most important thing, unless you're playing a build that revolves around shrines, is you want 2 additional sergeants. That is really much only thing that you care doing. And also you use legion scarab of officers to put 5 sergeants in every faction. So you could ask me a question: if all these reward tiles exist and every sergeant has like 2 to 3 reward tiles, why aren't you putting as many sergeants as possible? It's because there seems to be a cap how many sergeants can be in each faction. I don't know if it depends on a pack size, because I don't run corrupted maps. Maybe with higher pack size you could technically spawn more, maybe the number of rare monsters on a map impacts it. I'm not sure about that, but it seems that when you get to like 7 to 8 sergeants per legion, if you add more, like I had 4 of these idols before, I had like 4 of these, and it didn't seem to give me like 12 or 13 what you would expect. It still gave me like 7 to 8 sergeants. So I decided to only use 2. And why 2, why not 1? Because this says that legion factions have 5 additional sergeants, but this says legions have 2 additional. That means that one faction could have 2, or it could be 1 in each. So basically this makes it around 8 sergeants per faction on average. And this is what I observed and what I was looking at counting. I spent like a map or 2 where I was just going around counting sergeants. I didn't focus on killing them. And around 8 seems to be the cap of sergeants that spawns per region. Sometimes you get 10, like when it's a really good layout and stuff, but I wouldn't use more than 2 of these. So basically 2. Other modifiers that are good, if you're shrine build, you want to get shrines in your maps, grant a random additional shrine effect, and then as many additional shrines as you can buy. This rolls from 1 to 2. If you want to go cheap, go for 1. These others are not expensive. Maybe there's some on trade, so we're going to check. 2 additional sergeants and random shrine effect. 60 chaos if you just want that. At least 1 additional shrine. There's one for 3 divines. So yes, that's how much I paid for this one. I paid exactly 3 divines for that one. I use scarabs can be less common varieties, because there is a fuck ton of rare monsters in your maps, and you get like between 5 to 10 scarabs per map. And then maraketh sergeants can also, and hordes can also drop scarabs. And basically this doubles the money you get from scarabs. Before I used this mod on a conqueror idol, when I was just using a cheap one with sergeants, I was getting like more expensive scarabs. Since I used this, I dropped at least 5 scarabs that are worth like at least 1 divine or more. And I seem to be getting more of the mid-tier scarabs that are worth like 5 to 10 chaos instead of the shit ones. Like this league, there is some insane scarabs farms, and all the cheap scarabs are like basically worthless. They're like less than half a chaos. So yeah, if you want 2 sergeants and less likely varieties, you just need to pay 30 chaos. If you want some shrines with that, 1 divine. Like I think I paid 2 for mine because mine has 2 additional shrines. Let's check. Yes, there's 2 divines for this. Like this is like basically a perfect. You don't care about other prefix. This is a perfect for your build. So 2 perfect conqueror idols for this build cost 5 divine combined. Now the second most expensive are the 3 slot ones, and you can get a combination of good stuff here. I personally, as I said, ignored everything related to splinters. I just focus on rewards. So the main one you wanna get here is this. Legion encounters. Legion monsters have chance to gain 2 rewards and additional chance to gain 1 reward instead. So basically this is the main one. And you want 1 templar, and you want at least 2 maraketh. So you want more than 100% chance to maraketh and like close to 100% chance to templar. Like I think that more than that kind of diminishes the returns, because you still have a decent chance to get some other army, and you don't want to get too much of both, because then you're basically conflicting yourself, you know, and you won't get always in templar and the maraketh. Most of the time it's gonna be templar and karui or maraketh and interval and stuff like that. You can go cheap on the 4th one. You don't need to get either of those. I just got one with a chance to spawn a searing exile altar where influence first appears. Basically guarantees that you will get the at least 1 altar for quantity or something else good. These are also fairly cheap. Like if you go for the exact one that I have, searing exarch, and this one, it's like 10, 15, 20 chaos depending on the rolls. You want additional shrine with that, like there's one for 30 chaos if you want. These are a bit more expensive, but I'm gonna talk how you can make them cheap. So basically you want maraketh and this one, and okay, you can go a bit lower roll here. Let's go to the lowest roll. still 4 divines. You told me the idols are cheap. How are they cheap if there are 4 divines? Basically, since you don't care about prefixes, you can just buy any kind of magic barrier idol that has one of these modes. So for example, how I did this is I went on trade, and now my internet is lagging for some reason. It might even be down. Okay, so I'm just gonna explain it. I went on trade, I searched for magic 3x1 totems that give one of these modes, and any kind of prefix. I focused on additional shrine, but if you, as I said, if you don't care about shrines, your build is good, you don't care about additional power from shrines, get any prefix. You can like go for blight, chance to have blight encounter, and maraketh army, for example. And then the other one, you also get chance to get blight encounter as your prefix, and you get 10% chance to have 2 additional rewards, and you recombinate them. And these cost around 15 to 20 chaos. Even the mine which have additional shrine cost like 40 chaos. And on average it takes 3 attempts to do it this way. So with 1 prefix and 1 suffix you want, and then the other one the same prefix and 1 other suffix you want. I'm gonna have a video doing a recombination for people who don't really understand how to recombinate these, so you don't have to pay for divines. But what basically this does, you spend 40 chaos on 2 of these, you recombine them. You have 1 in 3 chance to succeed, so it takes you 120 chaos or less than 1 divine on average to get idol like this. So these are basically, let's call it 1 divine idols. So we said like 4 divines for these 2 or 5 divines, and then 4 divines for these, so with recombinating. You can go cheap on this one, so it's more like 3.5 divines. So yeah, that's like 8 divines. And these minor idols are dirt cheap. If you are shrine build, you want duration of shrine effects, and you want additional chance to have rewards. If you are not shrine build, you just want 10% chance to have additional rewards for your legion sergeants, and that's all you need. And then on all your idols combined, you want 100% chance to have additional legion encounter. Whether you have this on 4 minor idols, whether you have this on some of these big idols, it doesn't care. Like, it's gonna be more expensive, so you just wanna have them on minor. I'm pretty sure I have all mine on minor, and I have one on this one, which I'm gonna talk about now. So yes, that's all you want. And then if you wanna pay like 20 to 30 chaos more, like these are like cost like 10 to 15 chaos. If you wanna pay 40 chaos, you can then have some other good mods, like tier 1 to 15 maps have a chance to become higher, increase scarabs found in your maps, I don't know, some other chance that you want, chance to contain a shrine, a strong box, some other good stuff that basically I only have a few of these with scarabs and higher map chance and stuff like this, but I didn't pay more than 40 chaos for any of my lower idols. So for total of like 1.5, maximum 2 divine, if you want perfect ones, like you spend on minor idols. So that's like still less than 10 divines. This is a 20C idol. You just want the lowest roll on it, like minus 60. This basically gives you 2 additional war hordes, and it gives additional reward for each chest. You have like 4 to 5 chests per legion, so this is like instead of 5 rewards you get 10. It's a really good idol, but it comes with this annoying dice and flash duration, and unless you have a god tier headhunter clear speed build, you will need to counteract this with one 2.1 idol that has legion encounters have increased duration. This is also a good idol to get additional legion encounter basically on. This is really cheap. Like if you want exact one like mine, 15 chaos, 35 chaos. Good mod if you're a shrine build, increased effect of shrine buffs. If you're not a shrine build, you don't care about this. You just care about these two mods. Duration, chance to legion encounter, like you want as high as possible. 10 chaos, 15 chaos. Like this, basically free. This one also almost free, 20 chaos for best roll. So yeah. And for the stats, I'm just gonna go slowly around this. What you have, all you care about, you want somewhere chance to spawn city, exarch altar if you want on one of these. If you don't care about exarch, ignore it. It's not that big of a currency influence, it's just like 5% more currency in your maps. Legion encounters have 4 additional sergeants, don't go more for that, they don't spawn, something caps out at around 8 sergeants, putting more doesn't work most of the time. I tested it. Each legion, this is from the unique idol. Your maps have 99%. I was too lazy to get 100%. Just this is good enough. In 100 maps I will have one map that has one less legion. I don't care about that. I have 6 legions per map. So yeah, legion encounters have 100 plus chance to include maraketh army, close to 100% chance to include templar army. I think this is the best bang for buck amount of you wanna spend. Like I wouldn't go for like an additional one for maraketh, then I would get no templar. You want the balance between the two. So ideally both spawn in a legion. The important ones. Legion monsters have 44% chance to gain 2 additional rewards, 75 to gain 1. On average this is more than 1 additional reward per monster. Like this is like 1.3 or 1.4 additional rewards per monster. And then they have 89% additional chance to have rewards. They also have base percent chance. I'm not sure if it's 10 and 20%, but I have not seen a legion sergeant that doesn't have rewards. So you don't need to sweat if you don't have this on all of your idols. Just get at least like 70 to 80% because they have a base chance to have rewards. And with 89% I basically have it on every. I would need to test if I could remove 1 or 2 of these, but there's nothing else that's good to get on these minor idols for my build or for my strategies. So I just got these, and these are cheap. I showed you 15 to 20 chaos to buy one of these. So what this makes is every monster has on average like around 2.3, 2.4 rewards. Every chest has 2 rewards. You get like around 16 sergeants and 4 to 5 chests. Like let's say that you gain total of 20 things that give you rewards. They have like 2.4 rewards. You get 48 rewards per legion. These rewards are fossils, scarabs, essences, currency, most importantly, incubators, which you can sell for 1 chaos on average, as I explained to you. So basically that's also how you transfer that to currency. So I didn't really track it on wealthy exile or something that like that, but I put everything in one stash after few maps and just raw estimate that I had, like if everything was worth at least 1 chaos, if all these incubators are 1 chaos, if all the fossils which cost more than 1 chaos and all the scarabs are worth on average 1 chaos. I didn't count essences because they were kind of worthless. I still pick them up for some reason, but I need to remove them from my loot filter. You get around 130 to 140 chaos worth of stuff per maps, not counting idols, map drops, unique drops and shit like that. So basically only things you pick up from Legion. You get 1 divine every 3 maps on average. You get like every 5 maps you get 1 divine from ornate incubators. So yeah, all that combined, rough estimate, somewhere between 10 to 15 divines per hour depending on RNG, with a setup that costs around 10 divines for perfect idols, around 5 divines for just idols that will do. If you have a good build, you can basically get this for cheap, or put some other type of content that you want to also combine it with, like expedition or something else. You basically can min-max this, but my build kind of still sucks before I get a little bit better items, so I need those shrines. I need those shrines for their effects, and my build is a shrine build, and so I had to pay a bit more, but still not too much. I made all of these idols, I made the price back in like one and a half hour farming tops. Scarabs that I use, they're cheap. These are half a chaos. This one is like not even a chaos. I think I need to check this. Also, I try to sell everything through Faustus, takes a bit more gold, can't really min-max my town, but doing bulk on TFT you get half the price. Chaos, Scarabs, Legion. Officers, 1-to-1 chaos, actually probably even less, like you're looking at competing trades here. Like I think I could even buy them like 1.5 to 1 chaos. Legion Scarabs, Legion Scarabs, 3 to 1 chaos, like these aren't even half a chaos. So total cost per map, less than 5 chaos of Scarabs and 5C for the map mod. So like 8 to 9 chaos including the map cost. You don't need to do this in 8 mod corrupted maps. I rolled the maps myself, just aim for high pack size, use couple of scouters and dogs, maybe like 3 to 4 on average, like worthless. Spend less than 10C per map, get like 140C per map. Maps do take a bit time, it doesn't take long, I can clear it in like 2 to 3 minutes, but it takes additional 2 to 3 minutes to loot. Average estimate 10 maps per hour, so yeah, that's how I got to mine 10 to 15 divine. So if you're dropping like 1.2 divine, 1.3 divine per map, 10 maps an hour, that turns around 13 divines. Since you are a lot of your income is raw divine drops, sometimes you get 5 maps with no, sometimes you get 3 divines in a row, you know, it's kind of RNG. Sometimes you'll get like 8 divines per hour, sometimes you get like 20. So these strategies that rely on reward tile sets of monsters are kind of RNG, you need some jackpot, but if you do like 50 to 100 maps, you will get 150 divines, so you know, don't need to worry about that. Just need to stay consistent, get these idols, get these mods, and you will make currency. And most importantly, farming Legion in this game is incredibly fun. Like, it's not clicking on boxes, reading mods and shit, it's going around killing powerful monsters with a powerful build, and it feels amazing. And I mean, it feels amazing, you know, when you go into a map and you're killing shit and you see all these pops on your filter that this is fun. It's not fun to, you know, kill fucking red beasts and then stash them and then spam it on TFT and wait 2 hours to sell them. That stuff is not fun for me. It's not fun to just focus on like a stupid mechanic that doesn't even give rewards, but you know, goes with the jackpot. I like Harbinger and I like Legion. I wish Breach was as good as it is in PoE 2. Yeah, so this is the stuff that I like to see on my screen. Yeah, like when you open this chest and 3 chaos pops and some incubators, you open this and you get a quality gem or something. Sometimes it's 21, you get some stack decks, you get some currency here, and like get like 15 stack decks per map. Everything you get from this chest is good. Some splinters, sell an emblem. When you collect them, you get like 1 to 2 emblems per map. That's additional like 20C or something like that. So this is strategy that's fun for me. I also don't like strategies like Blight and stuff where you stand in one place, like Blight and Ultimatum. That's not fun. Don't like to fight in circles. I like to go around a large map. So you want something that's fun, that's rewarding, that gives you some dopamine, some RNG. Like, here are some good scarabs. I got some prime chaotic resonator. Like, maraketh is the best for this reason, because look at the stuff that maraketh drops. Everything here is red, everything here costs more than couple of chaos on average. And when you open some eternal chest or something like that, you're lucky to get a chaos drop. You mostly get some essences, for example, like here. So yeah, that's about it. That's the strategy I use. That's the idols I use, scarabs I use. For my build, if you wanna build like this, if this looked powerful to you, good to you, this is just a root to shrine build. Crafted this chest myself. I followed this from his POB. A lot of unique items you get for cheap, but you need some expensive stuff. Resolute technique, ephemeral age, squire, voice of the storm, and this costs a bit money. Decent rings, like 1 to 2 divines per ring, decent tincture. Also use this light of meaning. As you can see, I already invested quite a bit of money, so this is not a bait. You can see my character costs like almost 100 divines already, and I found all of that basically as soon as I could afford the basic set of these idols. I found all of that doing exactly this strategy. I'm gonna be doing it at least for like a couple of days until I get bored of it. It's very good, it's very fun. Probably my last tier 16 strategy, when I get enough gear, I'm gonna go to do something in tier 17s. So that's it. Thanks for watching. I hope you have as much fun doing this strat as I did.